My MIL always made comments like, "Don't worry, he'll come back to his senses eventually," whenever I spoke in front of his family. My husband just said, "That's how she jokes." But then she raised a toast at his birthday to the girl who keeps the seat warm until his real match arrives. I stood up, took off my ring, and said, "Tell her I'm done saving him from his silence." He didn't even try to follow me out when I met Daniel. I thought I hit the jackpot. I really did. He was stable, funny in a quiet way, and had this calm energy that made you feel like you could just breathe around him. After dating a string of guys who were all drama, Daniel felt like peace, like a safe place. We met in Dallas at a friend's engagement party. He was helping carry in extra tables and spilled sweet tea all over his shirt. I handed him napkins. We started talking. That night, we didn't stop. 6 months later, I met his mother. That's where everything started going wrong. Her name's Barbara, but everyone calls her Ma. And Ma? She didn't even try to pretend she liked me. The first thing she ever said to me, ever, was, "You're a lot different than I pictured." I asked, "Is that a good thing?" She gave me this tight little smile and said, "Oh honey, time will tell." That was her vibe. Always acting like she knew something I didn't. Like I was a stand-in, not the main cast. Daniel never called her out. Ever. I'd mention the things she said, and he'd brush it off. That's how she is. She's old-fashioned. She doesn't mean anything by it. She did the same thing to my ex. He made it sound like I should be grateful for being included in her weird little games. But this wasn't about being teased. It was about slowly getting erased. It was the way she'd interrupt me at family dinners. The way she'd tell stories from his childhood and leave me out of every conversation. The way she made comments like, "Well, when Daniel marries the right girl, I hope she likes gardening," while I was literally pulling weeds in her backyard. She always did it with a smile. Always made sure there were just enough people around to hear it, so I couldn't say she didn't mean it. And Daniel? He'd just sit there. Sometimes he'd laugh a little. Sometimes he'd wince. But he never, not once, told her to stop. When I confronted him, he said, "She just hasn't gotten to know you yet." We'd been married for 2 years by then. By year 4, I started to keep count. 7 times she said I wasn't what she expected. 3 times she asked if I was pressuring him to stay. Too many times to count. She'd say stuff like, "You know he used to date a nurse," or "I always pictured him with someone quieter." Still, I stayed. I wish I could say it was because I loved him. And I did. But it was also because I kept thinking, maybe this is normal. Maybe this is just what marriage looks like. You marry the guy. You deal with the family. Then came his 40th birthday. Ma wanted to host it. Big deal. Backyard party at her place in Plano. Catered barbecue, those stupid mason jar drinks, string lights. She handled the invites. I just showed up with a store-bought cake because she told me not to stress myself with baking. She told me what to wear. Nothing too bold. Daniel likes classic. I knew I wasn't the host. She made that real clear. The whole night, she strutted around like she was the queen of something. Reintroduced me to people I already knew. "This is Daniel's wife," like she couldn't remember my name. I kept looking at Daniel. He'd smile, kiss my cheek, pour me a drink. But not once did he say, "Ma, ease up." Not once. Then, after everyone finished eating, she raised her glass. Everyone got quiet. "To my sweet boy," she said. 40 years. And what a journey it's been. Watching you become the man you are today has been my greatest joy. You've always had such good instincts, even when you took a few detours. People chuckled. She looked right at me. "To the girl who keeps the seat warm until his real match arrives." Silence. Then nervous laughter. Someone clapped, thinking it was a joke. Daniel looked down at his beer. Didn't say a damn thing. And in that moment, it hit me, I wasn't mad at her anymore. I was mad at him. Because she was cruel, sure. But he was the one who let her be. I stood up, took my ring off slowly, so everyone could see. Said it right in front of his plate. And I said, "Tell her I'm done saving you from your silence." Then I walked out. He didn't come after me. He didn't call that night. Or the next day. I moved into a friend's guest room a week later. Filed for divorce 3 months after that. It's been a year now. I live in Austin. Got a job at a marketing firm. Got a dog named Jasper. I still think about that night sometimes. Not with sadness. Just with clarity. Barbara called me once, months later. Said Daniel hadn't been the same. Said he missed the way things used to be. Asked if we could talk. I blocked her. He made his choice. He chose silence. Now he gets to live with it. About 2 months after I blocked Barbara, I got a message from Daniel. It wasn't a call. Just a plain text, no emojis, no punctuation. "Can we talk?" I stared at it for a while. Part of me wanted to throw my phone across the room. Part of me wanted to reply with something cruel. But mostly I just felt tired. I didn't answer. 3 days later, he sent another. "You were right. About everything." I still didn't answer. Then came the email. Longer. Rambling. Apologetic. He said he never realized how much damage he'd done by staying quiet. That he thought keeping peace between me and his mom was the same as being neutral. That he was raised to respect your parents no matter what, and thought that meant staying silent even when they were wrong. He said he missed me. That his mom was over all the time now, trying to fix things, but it just made him feel worse. That he started therapy. That he wanted to meet in person and talk. I still didn't respond. Not because I didn't feel anything, but because I felt too much. Because after all the quiet, I didn't trust his words anymore. I didn't trust that he'd changed. And deep down, I was scared I'd forgive him too fast. That I'd slip right back into that silence, thinking it was peace. Then I heard from his sister, Allie. She and I were never close, but she wasn't cruel like Barbara. We'd exchanged polite smiles at family events. She found me on Instagram and messaged me, "I know this is weird, but you should know something." She asked if we could talk. I agreed, mostly out of curiosity. We met at a coffee shop in Cedar Park. She looked nervous. She said Daniel had been really struggling. That he barely left the house anymore. That Ma had started telling people I had an affair and left him for someone younger. That part didn't surprise me. Then she said something that did. Ma's been calling his ex, trying to get them back together. I blinked. Which ex? Amanda. The nurse. The one she always mentioned. I sat back in my chair. That name. Always thrown around like a threat. Like a real option compared to me. "Are they talking?" I asked. Allie nodded. "I think so. I saw her at the house last week. Ma invited her." I didn't even feel angry. Just cold. Numb. Allie leaned in. "I know you don't owe him anything. I just wanted you to know. Ma's rewriting the story. And he's letting her." That stuck with me. That line, "he's letting her." It made something click. It wasn't just about me anymore. It was about a pattern. About a grown man who still let his mother pull the strings, even when it destroyed the people around him. And now? She was trying to replace me. Swap me out for someone more appropriate. Someone who wouldn't challenge her. Someone who wouldn't walk out. I went home and thought about everything. Then I opened my laptop. I wrote one email. Just one. To Barbara. Subject: "For the record. Body, I didn't leave because I stopped loving your son. I left because he let you humiliate me for years. And because he chose your comfort over my dignity every single time. If you want a daughter-in-law who will sit quietly while you tear her down, go ahead. Find her. But know this, Daniel didn't lose me because of your cruelty. He lost me because of his silence." I hit send. Then I sat in the quiet, letting it settle. I didn't know what would happen next. But something told me this wasn't over. A week after I sent that email, I got a knock on my apartment door. It was Daniel. I hadn't seen him in almost a year. He looked smaller. Not just thinner, but worn down. Like something inside him had been chipped away piece by piece. I didn't open the door all the way, just enough so he could see my face. He didn't ask to come in. He just said, "I got your email." I deserved every word. I didn't say anything. He looked down at his hands. Amanda's not what my mom thinks she is. She showed up once and left as soon as she realized Ma was trying to play matchmaker. She's not coming back. I crossed my arms. "Why are you here, Daniel?" He took a shaky breath. "Because I don't want her rewriting everything. I want to take responsibility. I need to." I kept my expression flat. "That's not something you say. That's something you do." He nodded. "I know. That's why I'm selling the house." That made me raise an eyebrow. He went on. "It's in her name, technically. She gave it to me after Dad passed, but now I'm signing it back over. She used it to keep control over me. Over us." I told her I don't want it anymore. I leaned against the doorframe. "And where are you going?" He shrugged. "Don't know yet. I just know I can't stay under her roof. Or her thumb." I studied him. Part of me wanted to believe he was changing. Part of me knew better than to get too hopeful. Then he said something I didn't expect. She showed me a draft of her Christmas letter. You know, the one she mails out to her church friends. I blinked. "What?" He reached into his jacket and pulled out a folded piece of paper. "She wrote that you had a mental break and ran off with a coworker. Said it was a shame how unstable you were. Said I forgave you." I felt heat crawl up my neck. Let me guess, she was going to say she's praying for me. He nodded. I told her if she sent that letter, I'd send a mass email to every person on her list and attach a voice recording from the birthday party. My eyes snapped up. "You recorded it?" He nodded. "Not on purpose. I was recording the whole night on my phone. I was trying to make a birthday video, something stupid. I forgot it was running when she made that toast. Your words are on there too. Everything." He looked me dead in the eyes. "You sounded stronger than I've ever heard you. I listen to it sometimes. It's the only thing that makes me feel honest." I stepped back from the door, unsure what to say. He didn't ask for me back. Didn't beg. He just said, "I'm sorry I didn't protect you. From her. From myself. I won't ask you to forgive me. I just needed you to know I'm trying." Then he left. I stood in the doorway, stunned. A few days later, a mutual friend texted me, "What did you say to Daniel?" His mom's in meltdown mode. He cut her off and posted a long thing on Facebook calling her out. I hadn't seen it. I didn't have him on social anymore. But curiosity got the better of me. I asked for a screenshot. There it was. Long public. No names withheld. He wrote, "I let my mother treat my wife like a placeholder. I thought keeping peace was the same as being neutral. It wasn't. Silence is a choice. And mine hurt someone who didn't deserve it. I'm not proud of who I was, but I'm working every day to be someone better. If you're reading this and you've ever stood by while someone else got torn down, ask yourself what your silence really costs." I stared at that post for a long time. That night, I didn't feel peace. Not yet. But I felt something new. Power. Not because he posted it, but because I finally knew I wasn't crazy. I wasn't too sensitive. I wasn't overreacting. I'd just been with someone who thought loving me quietly was enough. It never was. A month passed. Daniel sent a few more emails. Not to beg. Just updates. He told me he got an apartment in Fort Worth. That he started going to group therapy. That he stopped talking to Barbara altogether. I didn't answer any of them. I was trying to move on. I had a new life now. My own space. New friends. I even started dating again. A guy named Rob from work. Kind, quiet, patient. He asked questions. He listened. He made me feel seen in a way Daniel never did. But one night, I got another message. Not from Daniel. From Barbara. A voicemail. "I hope you're happy," she spat. "You broke my son. You turned him against his own family. I hope whatever revenge you think you got was worth it." She sounded furious. But underneath it, there was something else. Fear. Turns out, Daniel did more than just walk away from her. He filed a cease and desist after she kept spreading lies. He threatened to press charges if she didn't stop the slander. He gave their church pastor a copy of the birthday recording. Her little kingdom of gossip crumbled. People stopped calling her Sweet Barbara. They started calling her bitter, mean, a liar. Some even reached out to me, apologized for not speaking up, said they didn't realize how deep it went. The final blow? Daniel gave me the birthday video. Said I could do whatever I wanted with it. I sat with it for a few weeks. Then one night, I uploaded it to a private YouTube link. No public tags. Just the video. Just the truth. I sent it to every woman in Barbara's prayer group. Every cousin who ever gave me the side-eye. Every neighbor who once asked me, "Are you sure she meant it that way?" The title of the video was simple. This is why I left. I didn't add commentary. I didn't need to. The footage said it all. Her voice clear as day. To the girl who keeps the seat warm, my voice. Tell her I'm done saving you from your silence. The way Daniel didn't move. That video made the rounds. Quietly. Privately. But it spread. A week later, Barbara's annual holiday dinner got canceled. Too much tension in the family, someone said. Good. Let her sit with that silence for once. As for Daniel, we met one more time. At a coffee shop. Neutral ground. He thanked me. Said he wasn't asking for a second chance. Just a final word. I think I needed to lose you to find my spine, he said. I nodded. I think I needed to leave to remember mine. We didn't hug. We didn't cry. We just sat there for a minute. Two people who had loved each other the wrong way for too long. Then we stood up and walked away. Different directions. No looking back. That was the real ending. Not a scream. Not a breakdown. Just a woman standing up at a birthday party, slipping off a ring, and finally choosing herself. And this time, no one called it a joke.